Are you looking for some easy beginner-friendly knots that you can tie so you don't lose that personal best bass? Well, no need to keep this intro going longer than it needs to. Let's hop in. I got some neon line contrasted against some black paper, which is really great, and a hook here. So first thing we're going to learn is the clinch knot, aka the fisherman's knot, right? This is one of the first knots I ever learned. My pops taught me this knot for years. I tied it and I didn't even know what it was called. And so this is going to be a really great knot for securing your hooks, for securing your swivels, your lures to your lines. It's a staple among anglers because of its reliability and it's really its ease of tying, especially with monofilament and what you see here in fluorocarbon. So some people tie braid on it. Some people tell you braid slips. Others will tell you they never had any issues with it. But nonetheless, this is how you tie the fisherman's knot. You're going to thread the line past the end of your fishing line through the eye of the hook, the lure, the swivel that you have, just like that. Now, you can do one of two ways. What you're going to want to do is wrap this around 5 to 7 times around the line. Now, you can do it that way, or you can just twist your lure around 5 to 7 times. And so, once you get done wrapping around 5 to 7 times, looks like this, then you're going to take the tag end of that line and run it through the loop next to your line pull on your lure. And boom. This is what you should see. And you can start slowly pulling it together. And once you see that, that's when you know you got what you're looking for. Now what you want to do is don't just pull this tight. If you pull this tight, you're going to burn your line, and really what you're going to do is compromise your line because this is going to get heated, and then it's going to more likely than not break off. And you'll know this because after you get done tying it, you'll see a curlicue in your line. It won't be nice and straight. So what you're going to want to do is either dip this in the water, or if you're just tying it like I am on my workbench, getting ready to go out fishing, you're going to want to wet this in your mouth. So put some saliva on that and pull this tight. Kind of push it down in there. Boom. Nice and tight. Oh yeah, looks good. All right, let me show you the improved clinch. And so this will be just a little reminder how you do it. Run it through 5 to 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And right now you're at the clinch knot if you were to tighten this up. However, if you want to do the improved clinch knot, you're going to run the tag end back through this loop right here. And there you go. Tighten that all up like so. And there you have it. Now I'm going to pull this together and I'm not going to weten it. Let's see if I can. Oh, yeah, that's a problem. All right, so actually, let's use this as a teachable moment. So what I didn't do is make sure all this was up around there. And sometimes it'll get caught down or around this loop. And so sometimes you can fix it in the 11th hour, which I'm going to try to do right now. And then try to tighten it up. See if it lets me. There you go. What you can see, you can kind of see some color discoloration here on this lime looking line. And I can tell it is compromised because it doesn't look like the rest of it. So if I ever did this and I saw this, I would snip this off and start over again. Nonetheless, that is the improved clinch knot. So we got the clinch and the improved clinch knot. Next, what I want to show you is going to be one of my favorite knots. Super easy. And this is the Palomar. And I might as well show you the double Palomar since it's one more step, just like the improved was to the clinch. So you're actually going to get 5 knots in this video. And so the Palomar knot is a knot that I primarily tie. It's the second knot I ever learned. And super quick, super easy to tie, incredibly strong. There might be stronger out there, but you can use it with monofilament, fluorocarbon. You can use braid. You can use copolymer. A lot of people say, hey, you shouldn't tie the Palomar knot on fluorocarbon. Well, I feel like that's BS. You can actually do it. You just got to tie it right. And I'll show you where a lot of people mess up. Now, a lot of people when teaching this knot, they'll tell you to take and kind of pinch your line like this and then run it through the hook eye. Now, if you can get that through there without pinching or compromising your line, then do it. But if you can't, don't pinch that line because that's going to be your break point on a big fish. So what you can do, just take an extra step, run it through, turn around, run it through the other way, just like so. Looks like that. Simply tie an overhand knot. Take it like so. Run it through. You would just an overhand knot. It'll look like that when you're done. Now take your hook and run it through this loop, just like that. Now, here's the key. You want to make sure when you look at this, make sure on that line pull and that eye, those 2 pieces of line aren't going over top of each other within there. And if they're not, what you can do is you can wet this in your mouth. I like to pull it tight in my mouth, in the saliva, you know, or you can do it down in the water and pull it tight. So I'm gonna do that real fast. I'm just gonna pull this all together. All right, and there you have it, folks. That is the Palomar, and it is, you can see by bending that hook, it is super tight. Now let me show you the double Palomar. Pretty simple as well. So let's go ahead and cut this off. Put that over there. Double Palomar time. Really simple, just an extra step. But I think kind of doing this in repetition is nice, just so you can see it again. And I'll show you how to do the double Palomar. All right, once again, you're gonna run it through the line tie, run it back. Boom. There you have it. Now you're gonna take this, do an overhand knot, like so. And typically what you would do right now is just run it through and create a Palomar. Now for double, you want to run this around again, and then run it through. And that is a double Palomar knot. So that's what it looks like when you're done there. And so what we're going to do, once again, I'm going to put it in saliva or in water. If you're by the lake, you can do it down there and pull it in the water. Let me do that fast. And there you have it. So we got 4 knots. Got the clinch, improved clinch, Palomar, and double Palomar. Just some small nuances between the two. I got one more knot for you. All right, so the third, technically the 5th easiest knot I'm going to show you is a knot you'll want to use when you want to give your lure some more freedom and some more action in the water. I have a topwater here, maybe a crankbait, maybe a jerkbait, you name it. This is going to be the knot that you want to use. The loop knot creates a non-slip loop that's perfect for creating that lifelike action that mimics those bait fish. So this is how you tie it. First, you're going to tie, probably go 7 or 8 inches up the line. And you're just going to tie a simple overhand knot. So just like that. And there you have it, this little overhand knot. And you want to tie that down about a penny or a dime. There you go. Now what you're going to do is take the tag end, run it through the lure like so, and run this down so it looks like this. And now you're going to run this line through that loop. There you go. All right. So now that you have that, what you're going to do is hold that with your thumb. Now what we're going to do, similar to the clinch knot, you're going to wrap this around 4 to 6 times, right? So let's go ahead and wrap this around. 1, 2, 3. Someone's trying to get hold of me. 4, 5. And then you're going to take this and you're going to run it right through that loop that you created down here, right there. Perfect. You're going to grab the tag end just like so. And now what you're going to want to do, you should be looking at this right here. You got that loop. And so now you're going to want to wet this right here. I like tying these in my mouth. So I'm going to use the saliva, tighten this down. Snip the tag end, and there you have it, folks. There is your loop knot. Make this a little freely in the water. Whenever you give a little slack, this is going to be able to have a lot more movement, which is going to get that erratic action, get that bass to bite. All right, now that you guys are all knotted up, you should tie that Palomar knot on the wacky rig. I've caught hundreds and hundreds of bass every single season on this rig. You can learn how to fish it right there. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.